Well, hello, Mr. Daniel Mushala. How are you today?
I'm wonderful, sir. Yourself?
I'm doing fine. First of all, I want to let my viewers know who you are. Of course, this is Issue Impact Solutions, and we're dealing with some major issues today, and the impact is tremendous on our community.
Absolutely.
And we need solutions, and
Yes,
that's
sir.
why you were chosen to give us your end of the solutions in regards to these 300,000 or more ladies who've lost their jobs recently from the federal government.
Yes.
And some have already foreclosed on their properties, and we're trying to prevent others from doing the same.
Yes.
So I'm going to allow you to tell our viewing audience about yourself in terms of what you're currently doing in real estate and foreclosure prevention. So give us a brief synopsis of what you've been doing and what you plan to do for these ladies.
Wonderful. Well, so my name is Daniel Mushala. I'm a licensed real estate agent in the state of Maryland, DC, and Virginia. Been licensed for over 15 years. I started the Residential Housing Counseling Agency as a venue to assist those who were facing foreclosure. Started sometime early 2020. And a lot of that was response, again, to folks who were losing their home. There are a lot of nonprofit agencies within Maryland, specifically within Prince George's County. A lot of them don't concentrate or focus on the foreclosure process because it's tedious and it takes time. So that's what I do with our nonprofit, is specialize in assisting people retain their homes, stay in their homes as long as they can in order for them to reboot and to start over. So we offer foreclosure classes, we offer credit classes, and other sort of seminars that can assist them to understand what the steps that they need to take, how they can take them, and if they don't want to do it alone, we're here to help.
So tell us, what were you doing before you were doing this, the nonprofit in real estate? What brought you to this purpose of yours today?
My first job out of graduate school was working with Africare. You know, Africare is a nonprofit organization that has 28 offices on the continent. And that was my intro into the nonprofit world.
Right.
When we're really assisting people on the grassroots, talking about agriculture, education, food insecurity, economic insecurity. I used to travel to the continent and visit over 10, 15 countries, assisting them with funding from USAID, Bill Gates Foundation, all types of organizations that assisted people living on the continent going through challenging times. So my role there as a program manager in East and Southern Africa was to assist with all these different type of programs, writing grants, getting funding, keeping track of all the expenditures, making sure that our country reps were performing as necessary. I was based here in DC, but I traveled. So that was really the intro into the nonprofit space.
Oh, great. How has that experience helped you with this challenge we have today?
Empathy is really just understanding where people are, how we can help people transition from where they are to where they want to go, where they want to become, or who they want to become down the road, and let them know there are people here to assist folks, to help them out through the process. And yes, we do this out of the kindness of our heart. We do this because we know there's a need and people need help. So why not lend a helping hand?
Gotcha. You know, the amazing thing that we've seen is with 300,000 or more and more coming, it's an amazing impact on our community, on our schools, on churches, on everything.
Yes.
So, and the mortgage is usually the most expensive item on the list in terms of what to protect.
Yes.
So give us a little bit more idea of the process if someone goes through when, how much time does it normally take before they're foreclosed upon, and how your efforts will stall that process so they can stay in their homes until they can bring in some income.
So what happens is a person falls behind 1 month of the mortgage payment that raises a red flag for the mortgage company. Then it goes into a second month in some instances. That red flag still raised and they start sending out notices. Third month happens again, for instance, right? Notices still sent out. Unfortunately, during that first 2 or 3 months, that's when individuals should be reaching out to their bank or their lenders, mortgage companies, to say, hey, we're in a situation, we just lost our job. You got to communicate. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not communicate. So by the time it hits the fourth month, the goal is you can't be more than 90 days behind. And quite frankly, sometimes it's actually 120 days, if you will. And at that point, that's when they stop accepting your phone calls. That's when they really stop accepting any paperwork and not willing to assist anyone in terms of any other ways they can stop the foreclosure from happening. Any other, like doing a forbearance, or anything like that, right? It stops pretty much after 120 days because they, in their minds, and this is the lender, the note holder, in their mind, hey, we've reached out to you, you haven't responded, so one, we don't know whether or not you're there, don't know if you're alive or not, and by that time, it's like, okay, no, we have other things we got to do, because this one mortgage is one mortgage in a bunch of 3, 4, 5 thousands of mortgages. that the service companies are looking at, even the lenders and the note holders, and they have to balance their books on that. So my first step that I suggest to homeowners is to reach out to the mortgage company, to the lender. Call them back, respond to the letters, especially the ones that you receive from FedEx and United States Postal Service, because we get them. You see them, they're big packages, but people just put them to the side. And you know how life is after a certain age, this time just constantly goes by, and a month goes by awfully quickly. Who knew we're ending the first quarter of the year already?
Yes.
But time goes by. So the goal is really to try to reach out to them, respond to them early and as quickly as possible. Otherwise, when that fourth month hit and the lender doesn't respond back, that means your paperwork has already been sent to the court.
Oh, yes.
So then from that point on, it varies depending on where the organization is. I'm talking about timing-wise, how much paperwork they have to take care of. A foreclosure can happen within 6 months, a year, maybe 2. It just depends.
Right.
And you know where the economy is right now, especially with Doge and the firing. That also had an impact on HUD and what sort of responses HUD can do on these files that they have. But there are less people there working. So it impacts everything.
Yes. So here's the situation. You have a lot of these folks that never had to deal with anything like this before. And like you said, they're already nervous, they're frustrated. Some of them are depressed even. And they're not going to automatically reach out. So what kind of I guess, not assertive or aggressive, but what kind of outreach are you doing to let them know and to become aware of what you do?
One of the things we do mailings. I can get a notice of default, NDI, where someone's actually defaulted. I'll send out a mailing. Don't necessarily call directly, and just referrals, other people that I've helped out to spread the word that we're here to assist. And they can visit our website, www.rhcagency.org, Residential Housing Counseling Agency.org, or they can just call me directly, 240-328-4634, and make an appointment and come in and talk, because at least the best thing that I've seen for the years I've been doing this, people feel comfortable coming in and talking to somebody,
Right.
and then taking away that fear, because it's really all about fear.
Yes.
And just removing that fear, because you can recover.
Yes.
If there's anything that you can learn about our president,
Yeah.
is that he's recovered
Right.
6, 7, 8 times over.
Right.
So that means it's not over.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to make a pivot.
Exactly.
Sometimes you just got to make a change, and that's okay.
Well, I like that's okay. That's a
It's
good
okay.
thing. So one of the things I want to thank you for is agreeing to working with us so we can do Zoom calls and everything else, seminars where people can call in or raise their hand
Yes.
and feel comfortable as being part of a group in dealing with the same challenge. Because a lot of folks feel like they're all by themselves, but you're talking about 299,990 other people who are dealing with the same challenge.
That's right.
So I want to officially thank you for helping out Issue Impact Solutions and being part of the solutions circle, not
Yes, sir.
tank or anything. We're a circle that's expanding because we're trying to find more solutions for these people once we realize what problems they're facing. But we acknowledge that this is one of the main challenges that our people are having. And I'm glad that you're going to be at the head of this. Now, the question is, do you have any partners who you can reach out to in case you get overwhelmed with people who are interested in getting answers for this challenge?
Oh, absolutely. One of our members who's a volunteer, she does the financial and the credit aspect.
Yes.
We have mortgage officers, loan officers around who assist in other capacities. I even partner with the local legal community service that offer free services for those who are facing foreclosures and they may need some legal assistance.
Yes.
I also work with other nonprofits like Hope that can assist as well. So this is a group effort. It's not just us alone.
Absolutely.
Because like I said earlier, my goal is just to assist folks that live in the great state of Maryland to stay in their home as much as possible.
Absolutely.
And figure out, okay, what's the next pivot? What's the next step I can take? It can happen. And it's worked for other people.
Yes.
And other people have, for instance, I have a client of mine, let's say John Doe, for instance, was getting close to foreclosure, right? We were able to navigate that, right? In that time frame he was navigating, they had made an adjustment to his payment. So he wasn't making his full payment amount. So let's say $1,000 for instance, right? He only had to pay half. Now the other payment was put on the backside of the loan, called a loan modification, what he was able to catch up with down the road as he or she was able to reboot.
Yes.
But now in that process, as you're rebooting, we'll still support you in terms of, hey, this is sort of things you got to do financially, like storing some money away. Let's take a gander at your credit, what that looks like, what that sounds like, and the sort of things that we can do for that specifically for you to get back on your feet. Now, even if you have been foreclosed on, that's still no worries. You can still buy again in 2 years.
Right.
But you got to pivot, and you have to change our attitude and perspective on it.
Well, it's good that you mentioned the credit piece, because I was looking at a person who can be our expert credit person to help them, outside of mortgage even, to keep their credit at a certain level. But it sounds like you might have the answer for that.
Absolutely, because credit is important, because once again, we have people that are buying as people are getting out of the situation or
Yes.
pivoting from the situation,
Yes.
but who want to buy again.
Yes.
So when you want to buy again, okay, let's adjust. It's a game plan. It's a strategy.
Yes.
I don't want to minimize it because there's a lot of feelings and emotions involved and a lot of shame for some people because, how did I get in this situation?
Yeah.
In life, things happen,
Yes.
and it's unfortunate. Who knew that Doge and all these people that made all this stuff happen and what sort of impact it has had on the lives of others?
Yeah.
It's really jacked up a whole lot of people's lives. However, they're still here, so we can still move forward. We can still do things in order to move you forward, in order to get people situated, to rebound,
Yes.
if you will.
That's awesome.
Yes.
And I like what you said. They're here, and hopefully they feel grounded here, and they're going to stay here, and they're going to rely upon us and others who are dedicated to their success, dedicated to their family's success, and dedicated to the success of the great state of Maryland, because it was a major hit on the state of Maryland. But we're not going to lay down easily for anybody, are we?
Oh, not at all. Willie Jolly says a setback is nothing more than a setup for a comeback.
That's right.
And that's attitude.
Right.
That's attitude. Coming
Yes.
out of an attitude of fear into an attitude of success.
Exactly.
Because we can do it. We've done it before. We have
Yeah.
a history of these things
Right.
in this great state of Maryland of coming back and moving forward.
Yes.
The question is, how are we going to do it? How can I assist? How can my team assist? Or even colleagues assist families through this transition? And there's a lot of help out here from the churches, from other community organizations, other nonprofits like HIP that's around that can assist with this sort of stuff. But people have to take the initiative, though.
Yes.
And really, the one piece of advice I'll tell any homeowner that's facing this, make the phone call
Yes.
to your lender. But if you need assistance, reach out to us, find us, and we'll assist you in that process.
Yes.
It's a confidential information. All information that we receive from you is confidential.
Yes.
Just between us and the lender. We're not interested in spreading gossip about other people's stuff because that's nobody's business.
Right.
And even in the lending side and real estate side, everything's held confidentiality.
Yes.
From the day we meet until the day I die.
Yes.
That's why I have to hold on to that information, right? Because it's important.
Right.
And people have to understand that that is important.
Yes.
Because we don't want to put anybody out there. It's nobody else's business. But what we want you to do is when you go through the process, to let other people know we assisted you to get you to where you were, to where you are now.
Spread the word
And
more or
spread
less.
the word, yes.
And we're going to do a great job of that as well. That's why we have you, and we'll have you and others from different perspectives in terms of how we can, in a cohesive manner, save these people and help them to pivot and to become better today than they were yesterday.
Absolutely.
And that's the main thing.
And just understand that it's just a process.
Yes.
It may feel personal, it may feel a certain way, but it's okay.
Gotcha.
It's okay.
Just going back in time, what was probably your most successful endeavor in terms of helping someone to stay in their homes?
There's a lot of them, to be honest with you. And the reason being is that every individual is different. So there was an African-American woman, I think she had 1 or 2 kids, was going through a transition,
Yes.
divorce, family strife, stuff at the job not going so well. But we worked through the process. She was willing and able to come in, bring in the necessary documentation. Lenders asked for, pay stubs, bank statements, because they want to see where you are financially.
Yes.
And just being able to assist her and hold her hand, let her know that I'm here to assist. And the best thing for me is just, one, the trust I'm able to gain,
Yes.
and letting them know that I'm here to assist. Right? And then being able to build that relationship from there, and then seeing them through all the way through the end. That took about 6-7 months to actually get to the end of it. Right? They did a little bit of forbearance, but it eventually ended up becoming a loan modification where they adjusted the terms of the loan and put her in a better situation. She was able to lay low, regroup, landed a new job, actually started making more money.
Wow.
And was able to just rebound and stay in her home even after divorce.
There you go. That's a comeback.
That's a comeback.
Absolutely.
That's it. And once again, I hope your viewers don't think that I'm not being sincere, but I'm being very serious when I say that it's only a thing.
That's right.
What happens is sometimes we attach ourselves to these things.
Yes.
That at the end of the day, yes, it does matter, but it really doesn't matter.
Exactly.
What really matters is that you're here.
Right.
that you're still standing up.
Yes.
That you still can move forward.
Yes.
All we have to do is navigate and work around these things.
Well, it's good that you said that because we also have a group of psychologists
Oh, nice.
who will be working with these folks, these ladies in particular. And it's always a matter of, you might have been an 8 out of 10 at your job, but there's always something, if you believe in the creator, there's always something that you should be 10 out of 10 of.
That's right.
Or in, and basically, that's your next step. It's bound to happen. And we're here to assist with that. And you're part of you're playing a major role in helping these folks pivot, which is what we need. So one of the last questions or so I have for you is, well, I want to first thank you for looking forward to joining our panel. We have a panel discussion. We're going to have them at churches,
Wonderful.
community centers and all that, because we're going to do a road trip throughout Maryland in terms of letting people know beyond the TV show and everything else.
Yes.
We're going to let them know that we're in the community, we're there, and that we have answers. You know, a lot of people always repeat the issues, and you hear that all the time, politicians, everybody, here's the issue. Or here's the problem, issue. They don't talk enough about the impact, but they certainly don't talk enough about the solution.
That's right.
Everything that we're looking for, everything we want to do, it concerns solutions for the people we want to positively impact.
Yes.
And I'm very encouraged by everything you said here today. And I want you to look deep inside of you and other places for even more answers from your end, because everybody has a lane.
That's right.
You're like a linebacker for us. So help us to determine more answers from these people. But thank you for being willing to take the action steps, to be there on the ground. That's where we're going to be, in their faces, letting them know what they can do based upon the situation they are temporarily in.
That's it. It's only temporary.
Only temporary.
Only temporary.
Exactly.
Let me share one thing. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Lambda chapter.
Yeah.
I had the Career Support Network Committee.
Yes.
And one of the things we've been doing when we start off was January is every month having a webinar
Yes, sir.
on different job topics.
Yes.
For either finding a job, locating a network with people, how to do better interviews and that sort of thing. And I'm going to send you out our webinar coming up in April, where we have this fantastic lady from the HR industry by the name of Mrs. Chanda Lupunga Phillips, who's going to speak to our visitors to the webinar about landing a job, how about being at work and maintaining, because a lot of this, to be honest with you, is just like even with the present president, it's a learning experience. There's always a great opportunity to learn what we can do better.
Right.
And how we can make better decisions.
Exactly.
And how that reflects at the workplace as well. That's going to be one speaker. The second speaker is a young man by the name of Corey Burnett. He's going to show people how to make money online doing day trading. So in other words, it's a part of that pivot,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Let me give some more information to empower me at the workplace, but at the same time, let me figure out how I can make some extra dollars that is legitimate and that you could do within 30 or 40 minutes during the day.
So I see what you're saying. Don't just, when you find that extra new job, if that's what you want, don't just rely upon that income and that work.
No.
Diversify to the point where you have money coming in no matter what happens.
Exactly.
Learn from your past experience. You can't just rely upon that job.
No.
Get a 1099 set up and have that money come in where you, no matter what happens regarding your day job, you've got money coming in. And
Yes.
you're growing financially and otherwise.
That's
and
right.
you have peace of mind.
Yes.
That's what the ultimate goal for us is, for our people to have peace of mind, not necessarily make them rich and all that, but just so they can feel comfortable, they can pay their bills, send their kids to college, and feel like they're really fulfilling their purpose in life.
That's right.
That's what it's all about.
That's all it's about.
It's all
because
about.
now, at the end of the day, the reality is this. The one job, 9 to 5, may not be it any longer.
It won't be.
So that means, to your point, we have to pivot again
Yes.
and just add other things into the basket.
Yes.
Versus just one stream, maybe the second stream, maybe the third stream. But there are different things that one can do. And a lot of this stuff does not take full-time work and that sort of stuff. It's just about, like you said, finding your passion. So our organization is, once again, offering these webinars for free. I'll send you our newest link so you can forward out to your people and spread the word.
Sure.
I've partnered with WorkSource Montgomery, Montgomery County. I work with County Workforce Development people. I'm connected with the DC Employment Services. So we get a lot of different job opportunities that we want to share with the community overall. So even though they're out there looking on their own, they still have other resources and other organizations that are looking out to help people land jobs and land opportunities wherever they may be. So we're here to help across the board.
That's what I want to hear. I'm trying to find people who have other resources that can add to the ones we currently have.
Absolutely.
That is an absolutely good partnership, and this is something we'll probably be doing for the rest of our lives.
Yes.
Because this will not end.
No.
This is just the beginning, and we're not going to be just striving or surviving. We're going to strive and be prosperous. And prosperity isn't always about money. It's about, like I said, peace of mind.
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind is so hard to come by these days.
Yes.
These days.
Yes.
So what you can have, you can help to develop a force field for yourself, so that no matter what's going on outside your home or whatever, you're gonna be okay and you are thriving.
Let me just add one more thing about this. Now, if you look at this idea of chasing the Joneses, right? The folks
Yes.
they wanted the big houses and the big mansions and stuff like that, and folks really couldn't survive because it ended up being too much.
Yes.
And this is what I mean by learning experience.
Yes.
So let's really figure out where our budget is and our abilities are,
Yes.
and live within that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that. Let me tell you what I'm doing right now, what I've done. I've sold my house down in Cheverly, Maryland. I'm downsizing to a condo, not because of age, because of other projects I want to work on.
Yes.
So now I want to eliminate thinking about cutting grass, shoveling snow,
Yes.
all the stuff that goes on with home ownership, which is nothing wrong with that, right? But I decided I wanted to make that pivot because there's other things I want to work on,
Yes.
like helping people who are facing foreclosure, working on other training components that I have going on, but I had to make that adjustment. Now, people say, oh, why would you sell your house? Because to me, it's just a house. It's fine. You know, I've raised my girls there, was married for 15 years, girls went off to college and that sort of stuff. The house served its purpose.
Yes.
So now I have a new purpose.
Yes.
So I'm making a pivot,
Yes.
downsizing, so I can continue on that way to that pivot, right? That drive. And then 2-3 years from now, I'm not gonna be living in that condo forever. I'm gonna make the next pivot to where I want to be next. Whether that's Florida, Louisiana, New York, we don't know yet. But then that would allow me, because why? I'm buying a home, a condo, for less than its value in the marketplace. So that means I can leave, I can rent that thing out, and it's doing what?
Making money.
Producing income.
Well, it's funny you should say that, because I was just at a birthday party in my family, my sister-in-law's birthday party.
Right. Happy birthday.
And we were talking about RVs. With everything going on,
That's right.
Get away from the East Coast and just getting in the big old RVs, one for like $70,000. They put solar panels on it, everything, and hitting the road, if necessary.
Why not?
And if you don't have to worry about all the other things you worried about years ago,
That's right.
and if you can get away from concerning yourself with how people think, you cannot live your life. That's one of the things that our psychologists will be talking about. Get off of what you think other people are thinking about you. The main purpose and the main thing is how you think about yourself.
That's it.
How you see yourself and where you see yourself going, and living a purpose-filled life for others. So I think that was a great contribution in terms of what you said about your own personal life, and more people need to apply that instead of, okay, now I'm back, let me buy another big house. Because to your point, for example, I know of a young lady who was driving was having challenges. She was fired, of course. And she had a Tesla, of all things, paying $1,600 a month. And I'm like, what would Tesla, Doge, you're kind of supporting some folks who might not have helped you out quite a bit.
That's right.
You didn't see this coming, and why would you, it's not like you're a multi-millionaire or anything. Was that really a good investment decision, and what was behind that? So to your point, we got to stop thinking about how others see us, how we want them to see us. And instead, we need to look inward and see how we want to see ourselves, and embrace ourselves and the future that we can play, not just for ourselves and our families, but for others in our community.
Got to play it forward, right?
You got to. This is great because it's bringing a lot of people together.
That's right.
And a lot of people say, you know what? I see things that have happened. I don't know what I can do about it by myself, but who can I help to work with me? because I don't like what's happening, and I don't want to just sit back and watch it happen to folks I care about.
That's right. And you helping one person lead to the next person, lead to the next person.
Exactly.
And the thing is that you and your organization are having an impact to people across the state of Maryland, but one person at a time.
Yes.
And guess who's going to get all the favor?
Right. Well, you know.
What I mean by that
Yeah.
is that the universe works in mysterious ways, as
Yes,
you know.
it does. Yes, it does.
But the more we give, the more we deliver, the more we assist,
yes.
the better we feel.
Right.
We're not worried about the return on the backside. That's going to happen naturally anyway, because
Exactly.
it is what it is.
Exactly.
But I'm all about, let me just assist somebody else in a situation. Let me open
Right.
the door for a young lady. Let me help
Yes.
a young man that just fallen up. Let me help our people within the great state of Maryland survive
Yes.
these challenges that we're going through.
Right.
And let's hope that we've all learned or are learning how not to repeat.
Exactly. And not only that, but also take from our giving spirits and give themselves.
That's right.
You know, now that you've been through this, you know what it's like. You can have even greater empathy because it's like, who was there for me? You know, and what am I going to do? You know,
That's
basically,
right.
wow, the community came forward.
Yes.
And we got great people in the community. And there are people who are worse off than me now. Who can I help? You know, that's the whole key. That's how we not only rebound, but we grow a powerful community like we had when things were really bad
That's right.
20, 30, 40 years ago. We get back to that. And that's part of what we're doing as disciples, more or less, in terms of getting things back to where they were when we really worked together to make great things happen.
That's right.
So I want to thank you once again, Mr. Mushala. Thank you for being on the right side of things and also being so willing to give of yourself to our people who have lost their homes or are in the process of losing their homes and going to bat for them 100%.
That's right.
Without stumbling, without even stammering, you're going to say, I'm here for you.
Yes.
That's what we need. Thank you for joining Issue Impact Solutions and being part of the solutions.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Appreciate
Thank you, my
it.
brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.